Abash, to cause someone to feel embarrassed, ashamed, or uneasy. Abate, to become less intense, lessen or reduce in amount or degree. Abdicate, to give up a position of power, authority, or responsibility formally. Aberration, a departure from what is normal, expected, or typical, usually in a negative sense. Abhor, to hate, detest, or have an intense dislike for something or someone. Abject, extremely bad, unpleasant, or degrading, showing or experiencing hopelessness, misery, or humiliation. Abnegate, to renounce or reject something, often one's own desires or needs. Abortive, unsuccessful, failing to produce the intended result, incomplete or imperfect. Abridge, to shorten or condense a written or spoken work, without losing its essential meaning or content. Absolute, complete, unlimited, or unqualified, not dependent on or influenced by anything else. Absolve, to forgive or release someone from blame, guilt, or responsibility for a wrongdoing. Once upon a time, there was a king who abhorred being abashed. He couldn't stand any situation that made him feel embarrassed, so he would often abdicate his responsibility or abnegate his authority just to avoid feeling abject. One day, he made an abortive attempt to abate his own insecurities by demanding that all mirrors in the kingdom be abridged or removed entirely. However, this only resulted in an aberration of reality, as he could no longer see his own reflection. In desperation, the king sought the advice of his wisest advisor, who told him that the only way to feel truly absolute was to absolve himself of his own ego. The king was skeptical, but decided to give it a try. As he began to let go of his need for constant validation, he found himself feeling freer and happier than ever before. He even began to laugh at himself and his previous antics, realizing how silly he had been. From that day on, the king ruled with confidence and grace, no longer abashed by his own shortcomings. And whenever anyone tried to remind him of his past abject behavior, he simply laughed and said, "I've been absolved of that." Mnemonics, to help remember these words. Abash, think of the phrase, "I'm bashful," being shy or embarrassed, can make you feel abashed. Abate, this word sounds like bait, which means to lessen the force of something, like a fish biting less on a baited hook. Abdicate, this word contains dictate, which means to command or rule, so to abdicate is to give up your power to dictate. Aberration, think of a bear in the nation. A bear would be an aberration, or something unusual and out of place. Abhor, this word sounds like a bore, which can be someone or something that you intensely dislike. Abject, think of a reject, someone who has been rejected may feel hopeless or miserable. Abnegate, this word contains negate, which means to deny or reject, so to abnegate is to deny yourself something. Abortive, this word sounds like abortion, which is an incomplete or failed attempt at pregnancy. Abridge, think of a bridge. A bridge connects 2 points and shortens the distance between them. Absolute, this word sounds like absolve, which means to completely forgive someone. Absolve, think of absolution, which is the complete forgiveness of sins in some religions.